service Twitch. So my name is Jonah, best student. I'm joined today by three rising underclassmen. So let's go ahead and introduce them. We got Thomas up first.
Hi, I'm Tommy. I'm a sophomore. I joined back in October as the appointed MMO president to start the club. Um, and I'm currently running for president of Rutgers Esports and events director.
Hmm. Arjun.
My name is Arjun Srivastav, and my handle is Sriracha, and I'm a rising sophomore. I play on the D2 competitive Overwatch team, and I joined in October, and I'm on the SysTech committee, and I'm running for a SysTech committee director.
All right, and our last guest, Julian Lee.
Hi, I'm Julian Lee. I'm also a rising sophomore, and I joined Rutgers Esports very early on into my college career back in September as a video editor, and yeah.
Yeah. So let's hit on a few of those things. So Thomas, you said you're running for events director, right? And running for president as well. So what made you choose to get this involved in Rutgers Esports so soon?
Well, I mean, what really like encouraged me to get involved was like the community. At first I was like kind of content with just building up my club and like doing what I could for the club. But as I started to get to know people and really became friends with them and really saw like what our events were about, it really like inspired me to reach further and try to pursue some of these more important roles.
Hmm. And another up and coming leader too, Arjun. So what made you decide so quickly to try to apply for the systems and tech director role?
So our current director is on the D1 competitive Dota team, much like most of the directors at Rutgers Esports. So I felt I was able to put in more time and energy than he could into the committee.
Hmm. And our last guest, Julian. What is it that a video editor? Because I know that we have a hype video, right? And we have a
Hi,
few other
video.
videos. So what is it that you do as a video editor for Rutgers Esports?
Well, as a video editor, generally the process goes as there's an upcoming event and we need a video to spread awareness about it. So Alice, who is our community director, she brings that to me and Kyle Rabe, who are both the video editors. And what we do is we come up with an idea for the video. Generally, it's pretty straightforward. Like hype video, we use footage from we use game footage, we use footage from past events, and though I do say it's pretty straightforward. Sometimes we generally like to diverge from it too. Sometimes we go for something more comedy based, like the it's just a game event. We went with the skit for that, and for Scarlet Classic 4, we went with something more cinematic, much like what OGN does for League of Legends. But yeah, either way, we come up with the idea, we get that approved, and then we go through with it. Like I said, it's pretty straightforward. As far as video editing goes, that's it.
Yeah, a lot of these videos you can check them out on our YouTube, and we do put them out on social media quite a lot. The last one we had, I think the thank you video, right? It was made by
Yeah,
your constituent Kyle Rabe, right?
yes, that's correct.
Yeah, he's also an up and coming underclassman too. If you guys want to check out any of his work too, he's Kyle Rabe too. So let's go back and talk about a little bit more about how you got involved in Rutgers Esports, guys. So Thomas, so like what you said you got appointed MMO president. So what does that mean, like MMO president? Like I know there's Rutgers Esports, but what is MMO? What is that?
So Rutgers Esports earlier this year wanted to expand and add new clubs to the org. One of the games that had shown more interest was an MMO club. So like basically, rather than have a club for each of the individual MMO games, there would just be a community designed around people who play MMOs. And I went through an application process and was chosen to like build the club from the ground up.
Hmm.
And
So
yeah,
what kind of MMO games do you guys play?
basically, I mean, all of them. Like, if you play any MMO, like, you're welcome to join the club. I mainly play Final Fantasy 14 and recently got into World of Warcraft, but there are plenty of people who play like Maple Story, uh, like Star Wars: The Old Republic, like the smaller games.
Hmm. So MMO wise, right? Do either of you guys, Arjun or Julian, do either of you guys play MMOs a lot, or
I don't play any MMOs right now, but I'm trying to get into some. I used to play Toontown. Does that count?
Oh,
is Toontown an MMO?
I guess.
I mean,
Yeah.
uh, well, what it is that you do though, right, Arjun? You're on the D2 Overwatch team, right, for Rutgers Esports.
Yeah, I'm a player. I
Hmm.
yeah.
How has that experience been for you so far, being a player on a competitive team for Rutgers?
Um. So far, it's just been like everybody on this team has like a lot of drive to improve. So I have to put in an equal or more amount of effort. So I'm playing like a lot. Not lately since the Brigida meta, but like I like in the thick of D2, I was playing a lot and I tried to improve so much.
Hmm.
And I started to lag a little bit behind on my studies actually, just to keep playing Overwatch as much as I could and improve as quickly as I could.
Yeah, so how many hours do you think that is, like hour wise, for a week, to play in a D2 or a D1 competitive team?
D1 I would imagine is like, all right, well D2 we have like scrims like in the thick of it we had like scrims like twice a week and like VOD review maybe once a week. So that's like I think that's like 20 hours right there.
Oof,
No, not 20.
Tw-
Maybe like
20,
10.
10. All
Maybe
right, all
like
right,
10
all right.
right there.
Well, yeah,
And
so, yeah. Continue.
yeah, and then playing comp, all of us playing comp is like part of that too. And we all probably play at least like an hour or two a day. Well,
Oh,
some of the
okay.
players, yeah.
That's why you
So
said 20. I was like, you said two scrims and then one VOD review. I was like,
yeah, that's
that
not
doesn't
20.
that doesn't add up to 20 hours. But
Yeah, no,
yeah,
no.
we're hitting about more about the 6, 7, 8, 9 hour per week, I guess then.
Yeah,
Around
yeah,
then.
yeah.
Yeah. So that does eat up a lot of your time. So I do know that, there's other things, that require a lot of your time as a student too at Rutgers University. So, you're keeping up with your studies for one, too. And since Rutgers Esports is, an extracurricular, quote unquote, we're an organization that is, the extra time that you put in. How has that been for, balancing that with your schoolwork? Um, this question's more towards Julian. Sorry.
Right.
How has been working with Rutgers Esports as a video editor and balancing your schoolwork been for you this semester?
Well, as far as being a video editor goes, it actually hasn't been too demanding, I'd say. Though I have to admit, as far as the assignment of these projects have been, it's been kind of it's been kind of constrained as far as time goes. But luckily, a lot of these projects didn't really require too much time to put in, but they still came out very nicely. So yeah, I'd say as far as being a video editor goes for Rutgers Esports, I never really had much conflict with my life as a student because at least as far as people in content creation committee go, people are very willing to understand and willing to give the benefit of the doubt. So
Yeah.
I'd say it's been pretty good so far.
Hmm. I was having an interesting conversation at Woody's the other day with Virtue, our ACell mid laner for League of Legends, and he was telling me that the people that get involved in esports, right? And in Rutgers esports in particular, right? They already enjoy playing video games at a competitive or very casual, like entertainment based level already. So all they really do is that they go on Facebook or they go on social media and they look up Rutgers esports. But how did you guys get involved with Rutgers esports? Was it the same process where you already knew you liked esports, or was it that you kind of just like got bought into it, so to speak?
Well, I was originally a member of Dota Club, and I still am. I was brought in like during high school. I really got into like the competitive side of Dota. I watched like a lot of the tournaments, and tried to take a lot of what they did in tournaments to improve my play. And then I had heard about Dota Club through a friend. So I ended up joining early in this year, and yeah, that's kind of how I heard about esports as a whole.
Hmm. That's pretty sick. So you just kind of like came in through high school, came in through the roots, so to speak, and then joined Dota. Um,
Mhm.
so what makes you transition from Dota 2 to MMO? Like what is the what is how does that change happen?
Well, like MMOs were always something that I kind of played on the side casually. And when I was coming into my sophomore year, um, I lacked like a lot of people who also played the same game, and I really wish that there was a club where I could go to meet people and like raid with them, and just generally play the game that I also enjoy with them. And I was kind of disappointed to hear that there was no MMO club existing at Rutgers yet. So when I saw like the interest form for the MMO club being planned at Rutgers Esports, I was like, I want a part of this.
Yeah, that's really cool. So MMO wise, like what is your favorite game? What is your number one game to play right now, MMO wise?
Um, I definitely have spent the most time playing Final Fantasy 14. I'm kind of on a break from that because it's like right before a new patch, so there's not really much new content. So I've been focusing on leveling in WoW, and I've been playing the Maple Story 2 beta.
Oh, Maple Story 2 is such a big one. That
Yeah.
one's like that one's up there in terms of tiers, in terms of like MMOs, right? So
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
yeah. So as far as those are goes for MMOs, at Rutgers University. So at Rutgers Esports, like we do have MMOs available for you for incoming students recruitment wise. But Arjun, for you, right? How did you get involved in Rutgers Esports?
Um, when I first came to Rutgers, all I knew was that I loved Overwatch, and like when I was looking for like a club to join and friends to make, I was like, actually my orientation leader was Sebastian. So that's yeah, my orientation leader was
Damn.
actually Sebastian's, and he
So it
was
was
like, all
fate.
right, you can come visit Overwatch Club. I can tell you love this game. Stop by the circ, and then I started going every single week. And eventually, like 4 weeks later, he asked me if I wanted to be part of the org as a whole, and now we're here.
Wait, I feel like
There
I
were a
feel
lot
like
of
you
stuff. There's a
skipped
lot of stuff
through
in the
like a
middle,
lot of
yeah. But
yeah.
like,
Like okay, so when you said now we're here, right? What is it that you did this semester? What is it that you did this year at Rutgers Esports? Like what were some of the things that you were doing as part of the systems and tech crew?
yeah. So for systems and tech, I mostly just do tech support at events, and I've been trying to get the network switches for club. I haven't been doing any of the stream or website stuff, but yeah. So when an event comes around and people are having trouble connecting, I usually just connect them to the Ethernet, or if they're having trouble, I just tell them to try using Wi-Fi or like yeah, or I like program stuff for systems and tech sometimes.
Yeah. So for the next Fireside Open next semester, guys, if you are having internet issues, find Arjun, all right? Find
Yes, there you go.
Arjun, get him to your
Blame it on
computer,
him.
and he'll fix everything. So, Julian, how did you get involved in Rutgers Esports?
Well, I'd say before entering Rutgers, I did know that there was a Smash Club at least because there's a player named False who I'm a huge fan of, especially of his video edits. I knew that he came from Rutgers, and thus I knew that there was a Smash Club, and through that I found out that Rutgers esports was a thing, and initially I wasn't really expecting to exactly get involved with the organization itself. However, I remember seeing very early on, I say like the first week of September or whatnot, like very early on, I saw the application that Rutgers Esports was looking for a video editor. So I said, sure, why not? So I applied, and then not too long after that, I got a very robotic email from Alice, who's like, "Oh, hello, my name is Alice. I saw your application. Would you like to talk on Discord or whatever?" So yeah, we ended up not talking at Discord. I ended up just going to one of the events and talking to her in person there. And yeah, everything from there was just I just ended up becoming a video editor. Kyle Ray became a video editor at the same time I did, and I think our first video project was for the Scarlet Nightmare. That was pretty simple and straightforward, but there was a lot of effort put into it, a lot of time put into it, and I think there people started to recognize that that we were pretty good at this, and yeah, I mean, I guess that's it really. So
Yeah, so I mean, I've seen your work. I mean, a lot of people have seen your work. You know, the YouTube videos, the hype trailer. You know, even on our own stream, you know, the content was put out there when we were on the Twitch front page for Scarlet Classic 4, and a lot of people got to see these hype trailers, these videos that you guys made. So how has that experience been so far for you? I mean, as a freshman rising sophomore, like you know, since you're new to the organization, what can you say to the people coming in?
honestly, this entire year has been a really great experience. Like I said, I wasn't really expecting to be involved in Rutgers Esports, involved in the organization. So initially, I had no clue what my college experience was going to be like, especially since obviously this was my first year and it's a very new experience. Coming fresh out of high school,
Yeah.
but I have to say it's been I'd say it's been a great experience. In college, you're definitely looking for a much newer experience, a much better experience from high school. You're looking for new friends and whatnot. So I'd say that I got very lucky because everyone in content creation, they were some of the first people I got to interact with entering college, and I'm lucky to have met them because they're incredibly talented. They're incredibly polite. They're sweet. They're how do I put this honestly? Um,
Without cursing. Without
well,
cursing.
no, not that, not that. But the point is that they're very great people, and I'm glad to have met them early on. If it wasn't for Rutgers Esports, I definitely wouldn't have never met those people, and I wouldn't have met a lot of other people, both inside the organization and both, just part of the community. So, yeah, I'd say that definitely being part of Rutgers Esports, spending time with people in the organization, and working together, just working to improve and support each other, both in content creation and both in school and life and whatnot, has been it's been great. I'm honestly very grateful for it. So
Yeah.
so yeah.
Thank you like so much for that. I mean, content creation, they do so much for Rutgers Esports, and genuinely, like, you know, behalf of the whole community, like, thank you guys very much for that. So before we move on from that, you said before, Arjun said systems and tech, right? So systems and tech, you guys primarily do the network managing group, right, Arjun?
Yeah.
And then Julian, you work with content creation, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So what are these different committees, right? So there are different subcommittees within Rutgers Esports. For those that don't know, there's how many is there? If Thomas, do you remember? Because I think there's
Um,
I think there are
think
8.
8.
8. Yeah. So if you do work for Rutgers Esports or come join Rutgers Esports as the organization, I mean, there's tons of things that you can do within the organization that suit your skills. and what it is your strengths are. So that being said, I mean, Thomas, what committees have you been a part of this semester?
I've been a part of events, um, partnership management, and human resources.
Human resources. All right. So
Yeah.
so Rutgers Esports is so big now. We have an HR department. Let's get it. So we have an HR department, right? And we have events. So during events, what is it that you do, as part of the events committee? I know there's separate events, but like what is it on the day of, the nitty-gritty details?
On the day of, it's a lot of running around, like making sure that everything's like running smoothly. If like a problem comes up, part of event's job is to just like make sure it gets solved and figured out. Um,
Like
it's
the
also a
sword?
lot
The
of
sword.
it's also a lot of like setup and then breakdown. We're like mainly in charge of that, making sure that it gets done in a timely manner.
Hmm. So event wise, right? You do the event planning.
Mhm.
What does that entail? Like, I mean, I know David Chow. He was the event director this semester. He did a
Mhm.
great job with that. How were you able to help him, and what did you really learn from being within that committee?
Um, a lot of what events has to do, like before events, is meeting with like the event coordinator at Rutgers, which David mostly handled, but I had to fill in with for him once. And then a lot of what I helped do was like set up stream schedules before our events and help with floor plans. Um, it's a lot of like the stuff that gets kind of lost in terms of like at the event, like I guess. Like it's not really thought about, I guess, but it's really important to make sure that the event actually gets running.
Yeah. So basically, as the events coordinator, or part of the events committee, you guys are responsible, for the actual reservations of the whole venue. You guys are responsible for,
Mhm.
working with the student center or the athletic, wherever we are, the staff there, and making sure everything, happens day of. So a lot of this stuff is really, really important, and it requires someone, really on their feet, someone, really, has a go and get them attitude to,
Mhm.
uh, so to speak, make our events run as smoothly as they do. So, moving forward from that, what has your experience been like so far? With the org itself, how has it shaped your college? Your college life so far.
Um, I would say that it's definitely made me like grow a lot as a person. It taught me a lot of like leadership skills and um taught me more about how to effectively like manage my time and just gave me a better work ethic overall. I've also just like met so many amazing people that have inspired me to like do better and actually like reach for my goals.
Hmm. So, I mean, when we talk about meeting other people, right? What what is it that at Rutgers, right? Because I do know that we are, one college in New Jersey. Have you met anyone else from other esports clubs? Is it like interactive for you? Like, do we have like PAX meetups? Like, what is like the outreach for Rutgers esports?
Um, in my like current position, I haven't really talked to many other schools yet. I've talked to a few people from the Penn State Esports Club, but and I've been involved with like through partnership management, like the actual like esports organizations, like official ones. So that's been kind of an interesting experience.
Mm-hmm. So
Um,
how would you how would well, any of you guys, how would you guys rate, like, if you have some experience with other esports clubs at other colleges, how would you rate Rutgers esports in terms of, how well we do versus how they're doing so far?
I wouldn't really
Um,
know because I haven't really seen, other colleges or other
Mhm.
esports clubs. But
Yeah.
I
I heard,
mean, I've heard
I heard,
about their events.
Yeah.
I heard,
Yeah.
what's it called? Siena Heights has like a new director or something.
Oh
Oh
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Siena Heights Esports. They have a new director. His name's what is his name again? Sorry, it's
I
John
think it,
I think it's. How do you even
John
pronounce his
something.
last name? Is it Makoni
I
or
think
what?
like it rhymes with pawn and it
John.
rhymes with pawn and like Capone, like Al Capone,
Oh,
something
okay,
like
okay.
that.
Wow,
John
that's
McCone, right? John
huge.
McCone.
Yeah,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, of
yeah.
yeah.
That.
course.
Oh, nice. So yeah, in terms of East Coast Collegiate Esports, right? I mean, Rutgers is at the very top of East Coast Collegiate Esports. You know, we have an organization that we do have the most members in our e-board, and we did run the largest event on the East Coast. So I do think that it's kind of a blessing, not only for me to be here, but also for all of us to be here because we're able to join and make something great happen. Um, so for a question from the chat, Seaside Pirates said, "Can you talk about the lack of diversity in Rutgers esports?" Hmm. Do you guys think
Mm,
there's a lack of diversity?
I think there's plenty of diversity in this call at least.
mhm.
Hmm.
I wouldn't say there's a lack of diversity in Rutgers esports like at all. We have people of every ethnicity, and I think
Mhm.
we have them pretty evenly, too.
Mhm.
If anything, we have a lot of Asians, but that's something you can talk to David Parlay
Wait a
about.
minute, wait
You
a
can talk
minute.
to David Parlay about
Whoa,
that.
whoa, 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 whoa.
That's that. David Parlay said that word for word.
Uh,
Um,
David.
well, anyway, so Thomas, about Maple Story 2, how do I get into that? Like, how do I get into Maple Story
uh,
2, man?
Um,
unfortunately, it's a closed beta, and you missed the sign up date, so I'm sorry.
No, no.
Maybe it'll be an open beta like in a month or two.
All right, we need some Maple Story 2 in here, honestly.
Alright, alright.
So guys, let's talk about something a little bit less Rutgers esports focused here. How do you guys like Fortnite? All right, because everyone likes Fortnite right now, and
oh,
I'm
no.
not on the Fortnite train. Like what about Fortnite? Like, do you guys like it? You guys don't like it? You guys played a lot?
I played like 3 games of Fortnite, and I've died like in the top 50. Um, I'm not a huge fan of the battle royale genre. I played like a decent amount of PUBG, but not much Fortnite.
Mm-hmm. So Julia, do you play
I have
Fortnite?
never actually played Fortnite or any other battle royale because I'm pretty sure that Minecraft Hunger Games doesn't really count.
Oof.
But
No, no, that counts. That counts. Come on.
okay. Well, I guess like as far as modern battle royale games goes, no, I have not touched any of them yet. I do want to try Fortnite eventually though, especially
Yeah,
since that's
yeah.
free. So
And then Arjun, do you play that game? Because I mean, I feel like you play that. You're the guy that plays that game a lot.
Yeah, I have like 70 hours, or
Oof.
maybe 60 or 70 hours in Fortnite. I mean, I think it's probably the best battle royale out right now, just
Mm-hmm.
because you can respond to like anything. Sometimes I don't really play PUBG, so I don't know. This might not be accurate, but I feel like sometimes you just can't do anything. Like sometimes you'll just get shotgunned by a guy when you walk into a room or
Yeah.
something. Like, and then what do you do against that? But in Fortnite, you can always build your way out of the situation.
Yeah, it's like number one on Twitch always right now, right? It's like always being streamed. Like every big streamer is playing it right nowadays. Um, so going backwards a little bit, Seaside Pirates asked again, lack of gender diversity. So what's a way? This is an actual issue, right? So gender diversity wise, there are more guys in esports than girls. So do you guys have anything to discuss about that? Do you think there's a way we could tackle that? Make it a little more gender friendly.
Mm,
I'm not exactly knowledgeable in this sort of field, but as far as gender diversity goes, yes, right now in the org there are definitely a lot more guys than girls, but I mean, I don't think there was ever like plus there shouldn't be any underlying issue that would lead to gender diversity to I'd say be a problem or just be something that would be considered a problem because I feel like that sort of thing shouldn't matter too much in the end because we're all here for the love of games.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I can definitely agree that yeah, it would be nicer if the male to female ratio, I guess, if you want to put it that way, wasn't as I
Yeah,
guess
I think
problematic.
it's
But
more so
honestly,
that we don't it's not that we discourage girls from coming or anything, or we discourage other people of different genders from coming. It's more so that we're just there for the love of the game, and
yeah,
that's what we primarily want to focus on. Since we do want to be there. Sometimes it might off put people that there is a bigger male to female ratio. That being said, though, I mean, we do try to work with other organizations too. I know, Tommy, you're planning some events for next semester. Do you want to talk about any of those and how they'll bring outreach to more organizations?
Well, I was trying to during like club periods on Friday nights, I was trying to plan some more like casual events where it's less focused on like any one particular game and like the competitive side of any one particular game, and more so just about the community, the gaming community in general. So like we would play more like we'd have like a room where you could come and play more like casual games like Mario Kart or like Mario Party or whatever you want, like Gang Beasts.
Gang Beast.
And it would just be a place for like people to hang out and make some new friends from other clubs that they might not see,
Mm-hmm.
and encourage people who normally don't come out to our clubs to check them out.
Yeah, I mean, everyone loves Mario Party, right? And Mario
Mhm.
Kart. Those games are so fun, dude. Actually, so fun.
I
So
wouldn't exactly call them casual. They're
wait,
definitely a lot more competitive, but
wait,
yeah.
no,
Oh
Julian,
my god.
Julian, you're
You
like
don't get
you're saying.
competitive when you play Mario Kart.
Wait a second, you're the guy that's sitting there. You're just like, I really gotta win this Mario Kart game. I really gotta win this game.
You're in first place. You're about to reach the finish line on the last lap, and then suddenly that blue shell comes,
Oh
hits
no.
you.
Uh,
Suddenly you're in like what, sixth or seventh
Oh
place. Yeah,
no,
that shit
dude.
gets competitive. Definitely.
Yeah. So competitive wise, Arjun, what are your plans moving forward in D2? Like how is that process treating you so far, experience wise? Like what is it? How is the D2 being part of D2 Overwatch shaped your college experience?
Um, in terms of shaping my college experience, it's definitely given me something to do in my free time, and maybe the time I should be studying too.
Oof.
Uh, yeah. Um, but going forward, I think I'll probably have to invest a lot more time into D2 because I really am looking forward to try and be the best player that I can be. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the in order to improve as a player, what are some of those things that you do? I know Rutgers Esports. We have coaching staff for D2. I think Left Ferris, Lefty. I can't pronounce his last name because it's too long. Um, but we do have D2 coaching staff, right? So what are some of the things that you've been working on with them?
You mean like, all right, well, I've VOD reviewed with him a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, in terms of my personal weaknesses, uh, when I play, okay, first of all, the heroes I play in scrims usually are Zenyatta, Moira, and Lucio
Mm-hmm.
sometimes.
Do you guys all know those heroes? Tommy, Julian, do you guys know those heroes?
mhm.
Yeah. So you play Zenyatta and Lucio, right?
Yeah, and sometimes Moira. Yeah.
So what are some of those things that you do to improve in the gameplay?
Well, just playing the game helps a lot, you know, with like understanding how the game works. Just playing a lot is super helpful. But specifically, um, some of the things we do is we scrim a lot. We play pugs with the Discord server we have. That's with D1 and some of the friends of D1. We have a regular scrim partner, which is Drexel's Overwatch team.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I'm trying to ring for some games, for some scrims. Just act as ringer for flex support. And I try to play comp flex support all the time, even if I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
You know.
So you tend to, you said that you do a lot of these things competitively, but you still need to, we still are a student organization, so focusing on your schoolwork still comes, first and foremost. That being said, I do know you have, a really good GPA, so I mean, like, you're not focusing on your studies, right? No, yeah, no. How's the GPA looking?
Uh,
Because in order to continue being part of
I'm
Rugby
above the
Sports,
TESPA minimum. I'm above the TESPA
yeah, see
minimum.
that is really high right there, because if you do want to be part of Rutgers Esports, we do require like a 2.0 or above GPA. That means that just because you play video games a lot doesn't mean that you could just willy nilly go and join the organization as a whole or even contribute. We do offer like volunteers for people like during events, and I do know, Thomas, you work a lot with those volunteers, right, in order to
Mhm.
coordinate them, so to speak. So our last topic really isn't so much Rutgers esports, but it's more so just the individual games that you guys play. So Julian, what's like your favorite game right now? What is something that you really like to do right now?
I'd say right now, my go-to game is definitely Dragon Ball Fighters. That was the game that came out very recently. I'm terrible at fighting games, so for this to be really well designed with newbies in mind, it was definitely really easy for me to get into, and it's definitely enjoyable for me right now because I'm at an intermediate level right now. So
Hmm.
yeah, I'd say definitely that's my go-to game. I do want to get back into games like League of Legends and Team Fortress 2. League, I last season and the season before I ended in Plat 5, so I definitely want to do my placements in League again. And Team Fortress 2 recently they reworked their competitive system finally to have elo and to have placement matches. So I'm gonna definitely gotta play those too.
Yeah, we
So.
definitely have to play some
So
League of
I'm
Legends
really
together.
rusty right now, obviously,
Yeah.
because I haven't exactly been able to play games a lot because of college. But
Hmm.
so yeah, definitely gonna put a lot of time into those in the summer.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see if I can get into a couple more games over the summer too. So who knows?
we definitely have to play some TF2. I know TF2 is fun, League of Legends is fun. All of these games are fun. But so besides these initial games, I know we have, Maple Story 2. Is that the game that you're playing right now mostly, Thomas?
Not really. I've just been like playing on the side to check out what's gonna be like on release. I've been actually also been playing a lot. I've been like hopping around between Street Fighter 5 and um Blaze Blue, Central Fiction. And I'm still leveling in WoW, so I've been putting some time into that.
Mm-hmm. So as far as games go, tell us a little bit more about Maple Story. What is it gonna be like on release? Is this gonna be like the nostalgia game that we can all play, or is it gonna be a letdown? How is it looking so far?
Well, I'm not really an expert on Story 1 because I never played it. But Maple Story 2 has been a pretty fun experience for like a newcomer like me. From what I can tell, it's pretty different, but like I haven't gotten too far into it. I've just been like doing basic leveling. But I've been enjoying my time. I think it's worth it to check it out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is the follow up, the sequel to one of the most loved games of our
Mhm.
generation. Um, So Seaside Pirates keeps asking these questions about how to approach someone on the RU Esports board. So Arjun, how did you approach someone on the Rutgers Esports board? How did you got involved after 4 weeks or so? But how do you approach someone on the board that you don't know?
This is a tough question.
Yeah, yeah, it's a
Uh,
tough one. It's a tough one. Let, let, let's
well,
let's let's give you an example. Let's give you an example. So you didn't necessarily know Alice, the director of content creation, right? So how did you approach her? How did you talk to her?
um, to be honest, I don't really talk to Alice much, but if I wanted to talk to her, I would probably just like have a quick we have an eBoard messenger chat, so I'd probably just have a quick like fun conversation there.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, I can do a better example. Sorry. So when I first went to my first meeting, I saw David Chow there, and I was like, this guy seems like he knows a thing or two, so I'm gonna talk to this guy. So the first thing I asked him was what game he played. And
okay.
right there, that opens up like a lot of possibilities because you can talk about your experiences with that game. But if it's a game you've never played, like I'm sorry, like, at that point it would be a little tough for me. I would try to figure out something else. But the easiest way is to ask them what game they played, or ask them to talk about it.
Mm-hmm. So what made you choose Systems and Tech then? Because I mean, you do have a lot of individual skills as a person. Coming into Rutgers out of high school. High schoolers still do offer a lot of a lot of good strengths. They're motivated. They have potential skills like Julian has video editing, Arjun your Systems of Tech. But how did you choose? Did you just see you saw the application? And that's all it was from there, or did you like the people in the committee, or like how did that work?
When I was in high school, I was on my robotics team, and I did a lot of electrical stuff and mostly programming. So I thought that was right up my alley. And also, I'm majoring in electrical and computer engineering. So yeah, that seems right up my alley.
Yeah, so Systems of Tech is a perfect fit for you. And Julian, you were in high school already, and you were doing video editing, and you kind of just saw, like we need video editors, right? So give me some video real quick. Give me a video idea. Let's try to do a video
Oh,
brainstorm idea here, guys.
I'm gonna
All right.
brainstorm right here,
So
right
so
now.
Julian, you're the director, right? Thomas, me and Arjun are your committee, right?
Okay.
Okay, so what's our assignment, Julian?
Okay. Well, if I was Alice, she
No, you're
definitely
you're Julian. You're
prefaced.
Julian. You're Julian.
Oh, I'm Julian.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're Julian.
okay. Well, I mean, as far as that whole assignment thing goes, certainly, it means that there's an upcoming event. So,
Mm-hmm. So Thomas, what
Rutgers-
event? Thomas, what event are you running?
Fireside Open.
All right, all right.
Fireside Open. Okay, so you need a hype video for Fireside Open. Okay, so what ideas do you guys have then? What could we do for a hype video for Fireside Open? Could we go with a like a straightforward trailer? Or do you want to try something new, a
So
skit?
what I'm thinking about is we know the Jeff Kaplan thing, where he sits at the fireside.
Oh,
Let's 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 do
I like
that,
that
right? Where one guy is just no, we're all sitting there. Okay, this is my idea. This is we're all gonna sit there, right? All of us, not just one person. We're all just gonna sit there, and one by one we'll just do individual thing, and then we'll just go back to our little frame thing, our little loop. What about that?
well, people watch that.
How would people? Why would
That's a
people
good
get hyped
question.
over
That's
that?
a good question.
All right. Well, Arjun, what's your idea then? Come on, man.
Huh.
I'm the only one coming up with that.
I'm just a systems and tech guy, dude. Come on.
What do we do, man? What's the move for that video, dude? What do we do? Like, I don't know.
You don't decide right here and right now, we're doomed.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Fireside Open can't happen without the
This is
video.
this is the committee. We are the content creation committee, guys. Julian is our director. What do we do, guys?
Maybe something holiday themed.
Wait,
Holiday theme. All right.
Fireside Open, is that around the holidays?
Yeah,
All right.
that's
so
like November, December.
what if we do Thanksgiving theme, dude?
Mm.
Well,
Hmm.
this is why we're not content creation right here.
Yeah.
This is exactly
Well,
why.
Julian is.
No, we're not the cream of the crop content creation. We need a little bit more time before we can create some dank content there. So last off, guys, let's give a shout out to a few people. So Thomas, do you have anyone in particular or any group of people or anything you want to say before we tune off?
I'd like to shout out, I guess, David Chow, the event director before me. He taught me a lot, and he's really fun to play WoW with.
Arjun?
I I'd like to shout out Sebastian Romero, current vice president of Rutgers Esports, for introducing me to such a great org.
Is that it? You gonna shill
Yeah.
it? Gonna shill yourself a little bit?
Yeah, quick shell right. I mean, nah, I'm done.
All right, no shills, no shills. All right, Julian, chill yourself. Give us
Oh,
the
yeah.
breakdown of your social media, your daily routines, what your exercise routines are, your everything, dude.
Exercise. You're implying that I do that in the first place. God, I don't know how to show myself.
All right, guys. So this is Julian. He's the video editor at Rutgers Esports, and
I think we established that at the beginning of the.
follow him on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, and Vine.
Wait a minute.
What?
Vine, yeah,
Wait.
that's huge.
Wait, Vine is
Wait a
dead.
minute.
Sorry.
Dick move, bro.
Sorry. So a great way to keep up with Julian's content is just to follow us on YouTube, subscribe to us on YouTube, Rutgers Esports. You could also follow us on Twitch. A lot of things that we'll be putting out content-wise will be done through Julian's vision, and a lot of the stuff that Julian will do. You'll see Thomas around at events, and Arjun will be able to help you with systems and tech. I know moving forward, we still have a lot of people to go through. Thank you very much, guys, for doing this interview. You guys
Of
did,
course.
shout out to David and Sebastian and Alice, of course, too. But of course, you guys are the ones that's stepping up and really doing this. So thank you very much to you guys.
Absolutely, man.
All right, yeah, no problem.
Yeah. It's nice to see all the underclassmen taking initiative. All right, guys. So this has been Behind the Screens. I'm sorry we didn't hit on a lot more things, and our questions were not as dank as they could have been. But for next time, we will improve on it.
That's where you screwed up.
Yeah,
You didn't get the dang
We need
questions.
the danker questions. You can catch us next week on next Sunday at 2 p.m. again. That will be with Kenny Beanies, and I believe he will be interviewing competitive players next week. So tune in for that, and thank you very much, guys, for watching.
Yep. See ya.
Peace.